Okay, let's talk about how to go from degrees to radians. So this right here, rads, is not that 1980s word. Hey, that's rad, of which it was very cool to say because I grew up. Well, I went to middle and high school in the 80s, and everyone was saying, "Hey, that's rad, that's cool," whatever the case is. But that's not what we're talking about here. This word right here means radians, which is rad. I mean, it is pretty cool. So this topic or this concept that we're talking about here is part of what you learn in trigonometry. Okay, so if you're taking algebra, you're likely not going to encounter this. Maybe in geometry, your teacher might hit upon it. But if you're just curious, you're like, well, what is this? What is this rad thing is? Well, just stick around. You're going to learn something. And this is like basic trigonometry. It's the foundation of trigonometry. Well, it's part of the foundation of trigonometry because we don't always use degrees. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to convert 60 degrees into radians, and then we're going to hit upon very briefly how to go from radians to degrees. Okay, this is not that difficult, and if you stick with me for a couple minutes, you'll walk away saying, you know what, that was rad. That was rad. Okay, so first, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TabletClass Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher, and over several years, I've constructed what I like to believe is one of the best online math help programs there is. Of course, I'll let you be the judge of that. If you're interested, you can check out my math help program by following the link in the description of this video. But basically, I have 100 plus different math courses. I have all the big courses, pre-algebra, algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2. Going to be launching my pre-calculus course here very shortly. And I have many, many specialty courses like in the area of test preparation. So those of you out there studying for the GED, HiSET, TASK, Accuplacer, ALEX, CLEP exam, maybe a teacher certification exam like the Praxis, or other exams like nursing entrance exams. There's a ton of different, very, very important exams that people have to take outside of a math course. So I recognize that, and a lot of these exams have pretty significant math components to them, especially like middle and high school level mathematics. So people are running around going, "What do I do? I can't possibly take all this math again." So I have custom built test preparation courses that can help you prepare to be successful on these exams, at least on the math sections of them. I also work with independent learners like homeschoolers. I have a great homeschool learning program, been involved in that for quite some time. So if you're a homeschooler, it could definitely help you out. And then obviously, if you're taking mathematics and you need just extra help outside your classroom, my program can help you out. But you need to help yourself out in math, and the way you do that is to take great math notes. This is your kind of your starting point. Okay, so over decades of teaching mathematics, one thing is clear to me: those students who take great math notes almost always end up with great math grades. And those students who just are not into taking notes, it's just not cool. It's not rad to take notes. Like me back in the 80s, I was a terrible note taker. And if I did take notes, it looked kind of like this: scribble, scratchy, that kind of stuff like that. And I would go look at my notes and I'd be like, what did I write down? So I'm pretty sure a lot of you can relate to me. You'd be like, yep, yep, that's me. So, you know, a lot of students just don't get it because it's not emphasized enough. I'm sure your teacher stresses it, but here to tell you the secret, okay, of doing fantastic, not only in mathematics in any course, is to be focused. All right. If you're distracted, if your best friends in class is like bothering you, if your social media is bothering you, and you're just like, your focus is kind of doing this business, then you're not going to be able to be successful in mathematics. It's just plain as that. So, what you got to do is remain engaged. And the way you do that is to take great math notes, right? It's going to keep you focused, and you're going to be writing down all the details that your teacher is teaching. Okay. Then you're going to take your notes and you're going to improve them. And that process right there is, you're going to do great. And at the end of your math course, you won't have all this craziness going on. You're going to have a nice, happy face. You're going to be, check me out. I got my A plus and my 100%. I'm ready to move on to whatever you want to move on next in terms of mathematics. But as you're improving in your math skills, most of you can stand some improvement. You still need something to study from, so I offer detailed comprehensive math notes to include pre-algebra, algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2, and trigonometry. You can find the links to those notes in the description of this video as well. Okay, so let's get into this particular problem. Uh, we're going to stick with some simple, easy examples because this is kind of an introduction to degrees and radians and how we convert primarily from degrees to radians, but we'll kind of go the other way here for a second. This is not hard, okay? So let's first talk about a circle. Okay, so here's a nice circle, and we're talking about degrees, right? So degrees are what? Well, they're the way we measure angles, right? So like 60 degrees would be something like maybe like this angle right here could be like 60 degrees. And when you think about degrees, we should be thinking about a circle. So in a circle, if I start like up here and I go all the way around the circle, how many degrees are in the circle? Well, it happens to be a circle has 360 degrees in it. Okay, so that's pretty common knowledge. Most of you are like, yep, there's 360 degrees in a circle. But we have another way to measure angles. Okay, so in trigonometry, we like to use this pi. Okay, so pi, everyone's familiar with pi, 3.14, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We'd like to involve this very, very important because it has to do with circles. So we have another way we can measure circles, and that's called radians. Okay, radians. Here, I'll spell this out for you. R-A-D-I-A-N-S, radians. This is a very, very uh, important way to measure circles, and quite frankly, and when you get into more advanced mathematics, most angles, many angles, okay, are going to be measured in radians. So it's not like one of these trivial little side topics. You got to really, really know this because this is all over the place, especially in trigonometry and more advanced mathematics. So it happens to be that a circle, okay, is equal to 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians. Okay, so we have this kind of relationship. All right, 360 degrees is the same thing as 2 pi radians. That's what you need to know. Okay, so if you kind of look at it like this, all right, well, let's start here actually. Let's start a circle. Let's start right here. If I go around right there, that is 360 degrees or 2 pi radians. Okay, if I go from here to here, all right, this is a semicircle. How many degrees is that? So hopefully you guys are saying, oh, that's 180 degrees, or it's half of the circle, or if a full circle is 2 pi radians, this would be the same as pi radians, okay? And you would be correct, okay? So we can kind of establish this proportion that 360 degrees, okay, is this is 2 pi radians, okay? So this is our conversion factor. Now this reduces, this little fraction reduces down to 180, because 2 goes into 360, 180 over pi. All right, so this is our conversion factor. And we could also think of this as 2 pi over 180, okay? Oops, not over 180, over 360. All right, so this is our other conversion factor. So it's the same as pi over 180 degrees. So what you need to know, whoops, I have my degrees way over there. Okay, so what you need to know is this or this. We're going to multiply, okay, either radians or degrees to convert them. Okay, just remember it's going to be 180 over pi or pi over 180. So how do I do this? Okay, so now let's go back to our example. Okay, we know that 360 degrees is to 2 pi radians is 2 pi radians is to 360 degrees. So again, these are our conversion factors. And now let's talk about 60 degrees. So do I have that here? No, let me go ahead and do that problem right here because I don't want to disappoint any of you and be like, you told me you were going to do 60 degrees? Yeah, let's do 60 degrees right now. Okay, so here 60 degrees, and let's convert this to radians. So I got to select this factor or this factor. Okay, how do I know which factor? Well, what you want to do is when you go to radians, when you're in degrees, okay, and you're going to radians, you're going to always end up with a pi when we're talking about radians. Okay, so that's the first clue. The second thing is you're going to be cross-canceling out degrees. So let's talk about 60 degrees here. Okay, so 60 degrees, which one would give us a pi and which one would cancel out the degrees? So again, I can either use this one or this one. So hopefully you recognize that the one we want is this one down here, and I'll show you why. So this is going to be 60 degrees times pi over 180 degrees, because the degrees, if I write this out this way, kind of units of measure, this is not the way we write it, but 60 degrees times pi over 180 degrees here. The units of measure cross cancel, okay? And I'm left with the pi. So when I multiply across, what's that going to be equal to? Well, this is going to be equal to 60 times pi over 180. So remember, I got that pi. Now, in my answer, that's going to be part of my radians here. And of course, 60 goes into 180 3 times. So this is going to be pi over 3. Okay, so 60 degrees is equal to pi over 3 radians. Okay, and that's how this works. Okay, so if you can kind of remember that, like, okay, if you're going to radians, you're getting out of degrees, you end up in radians, you're going to have that pi in your answer, and the reverse is true. Okay, so let's do a couple of quick practice problems. If you want to write this, pause the video and write this down. You should kind of play along if you're with me this far. I got 3 little problems here for you. So let's go ahead and convert 30 degrees into radians again. Which conversion factor do I want? Well, I want the pi over 180 degrees. Okay, so that's going to be 30 times pi over 180 degrees. The degrees are going to cross cancel. I'm going to end up with 30 pi over 180. Okay, and of course, 3 goes in 18/6, so this is pi over 6 radians. So 30 degrees is equivalent to pi over 6 radians. Okay, now if you got that right, definitely give yourself a check mark and a happy face. That's pretty cool. All right, now let's move on to 45 degrees. So if you didn't get the first one right, you should be able to do the second one because here I just kind of showed you all the steps. We're going to be using pi over 180 degrees as our conversion factor. I'm going to erase this here, so if you don't want to, if you want to write it down, pause the video, so I'm going to erase this now. Okay, the only reason I'm erasing it is so I can have some room to work. So 45 degrees, let's go ahead and multiply that by pi over 180, and that gives me 45 pi over 180, and 45 goes into 180, you guessed it, 4 times, right? So that's going to be pi over 4 radians. Okay, 45 degrees is the same thing as pi over 4 radians. And as you study trigonometry, you'll learn these values, these pretty common values here. So like pi over 4 is this 45 degrees is the same thing as pi over 4 radians. 30 degrees is the same thing as pi over 6. You'll be familiar with that. Now, let's talk about how to go from radians to degrees. Okay, so how does this work? Well, when we're going from radians to degrees, we want to get rid of the pi, and we want to end up with degrees. So this is, pretty easy as well. And remember, we have a conversion factor of pi over 180 degrees, or 180 degrees over pi. So here, I'm going to multiply 3 pi over 2 times something. Now, what do I want it to multiply by? This one or this one? I want to get rid of the pi. So I'm going to multiply by this one because I want the pi in the denominator here, because now these guys cross cancel. Okay, so the pi's cross cancel. 2 goes into 180. 90 times 3 is 270 degrees. So 3 pi over 2 is the same thing as 270 degrees. And if you got that right, if you got all these right, definitely give yourself a happy face, a check mark, a few stars for good order, and a 100%. You're doing awesome. Again, this is basic trigonometry. But if you didn't know anything about radians, well, now you know quite a bit. Okay, you know how to convert from degrees to radians and radians to degrees, and you'll be well on your way to mastering the topic of trigonometry. Okay, so just a couple of final thoughts here. If you enjoyed this video, please consider smashing that like button. That helps me out. And please consider subscribing to my channel. Also, I have tons of videos on my channel. I've been on YouTube for a long time, basic to advanced math. So if you are studying more advanced mathematics, I definitely teach that as well. Of course, my best resources can be found by following the links in the description of this video. All right, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.